Yo, what's going on? Kamikaze Soundwaves here. Apologies I haven't put out any content in a while, but hey, I'm here. And I am on my way to watch Endgame right now. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited. Anyway, so I'm going to do a review of this movie. I thought I'd kick it off like this, just on my way there. And kind of before and after. But I am planning on reviewing this movie. It will be filled with spoilers. That is for damn sure. It's going to be overflowing with spoilers. So if you have not seen this movie and you are planning on seeing it and you didn't get your tickets, cut this damn video off right the hell now, because I'm going to spoil the shit out of it after I see it. So I am on my way. Let's motherfucking go, boy. Oh, fuck. Holy fuck, dude, that movie was fucking amazing. Fucking hell, I literally was going like this a few times from fucking tear-jerking shit and just of how fucking awesome some of the fucking scenes were. Fucking hell, that shit was fucking amazing, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and just get to the house, make myself a fucking drink, and we're gonna talk about this shit. Oh, fuck! Holy fuck. I just saw Endgame, and son of a bitch, it was great. Here's the thing. It did not play out at all how I expected it to play out, and I'm glad that it did. It threw me for so many loops, and so many things happened that I totally did not see coming or expect. But I will say it was fucking amazing. The comedy was fucking hilarious. I mean, really, really well done. Very fucking funny. So many fucking funny scenes that got a genuine laugh out of me and the audience. The comedy was fucking spot on. I fucking love it. Exactly what you would expect from a fucking Marvel movie as far as the comedy goes. So fucking great. So fucking great. So the movie starts off with Tony Stark and his ship, just kind of how we've seen in the previews. Basically, like exactly how he said the ship's about to run out of power. Captain Marvel shows up at his fucking window, brings the fucking ship to Earth. The Avengers are all fucking there and shit. They all want to fucking go and get Thanos, so they kind of know where Thanos is. So they all just fucking go to get fucking Thanos. They're fucking pissed. So they go to fucking get Thanos, and Thanos has ended up destroying the Infinity Stones with the Infinity Stones because he knew they would come and try to use the stones to reverse what he did. So he said, no, I did what I needed to do. I don't give a shit. I'm too unpredictable. So fucking Thor just cuts his fucking head off. It just cuts his fucking head off. I was like, holy shit. So they all end up going back home, knowing that they pretty much ultimately lost the war. I mean, they killed him, but so fucking what? He still ultimately wins because he got what he wanted. So they're all fucking going on and on and on with their lives and shit like that. So fucking Ant-Man all of a sudden just shows the fuck back up. So Ant-Man apparently has fucking tried, he's somewhat figured out that in the quantum realm, there's fucking time travel, and time travel is fucking possible. And it's really funny the way they like go back and forth talking about all the time travel movies and how time travel works. This is a time travel movie, so it gets a little messy in there because, you know, time travel with movies and time travel, there's always those weird kind of loophole things that don't really add up and make sense. They try to make a lot of sense of it, and it works for the most part. But I will say it was really great with the comedy, them talking about the fucking going back and forth. So they go to fucking Tony Stark, who now has a kid who's, you know, complicit. You know, he understands that they lost, but he has a daughter now, and he doesn't care about going back to save everybody because he has his life, he still has his wife, and he has his child, so he's kind of content. But they need Iron Man to fucking make this whole thing possible. So they do some test runs and shit like that, and Ant-Man, he fucking gets sucked into the fucking time thing, and he keeps coming back as an old man and a baby, and he ends up peeing in a suit, and he's like, nah, it was the old man, or it was the baby, or it could have just been me. That was fucking hilarious. Oh, and by the way, the fucking Hulk he's the fucking Hulk, but Bruce Banner at the same time. There's no change, he just kind of made it happen throughout somewhere in that timeline. They don't show it or nothing like that. That was a little disappointing. I kind of would like to have seen that happen. Hulk is there, so he's a scientist and shit, so he's got it. He's helping out with as far as trying to figure out how the time travel shit works. But Tony Stark just figures it out. He figures his shit out, so he shows up back to the Avengers building. He's like, hey, let's fucking do this. I know I've got this shit on the line, but let's fucking do this. So basically what they do is Their plan is to go back in time and get all the time stones before Thanos even fucking goes on his mission to go and get them. So their idea was to get the fucking time stones and bring everybody back. So they all have their own little separate paths. They all group up in different groups and they all go in their different ways to go and get the fucking Infinity Stones, which is fucking great. Weird team ups and stuff like that. And the team ups that they did were fucking fantastic. And it's so much nostalgia for all the Avengers movies. It was so great because they go back to New York when Loki had that, the Force invade New York, and they're in the middle of it. There's a lot of comedy in there. That's fucking great. Everybody just kind of goes back through like different Avenger movies. Like you'll see scenes like and stuff like that. And it makes a lot of sense because they're going back to these time periods where the Infinity Stones were because they're trying to collect them. So it's fucking great, fucking fantastic. A lot of like Captain America seeing his the woman he was in love with in the original Captain America. Tony Stark running into his dad. Really emotional, good shit. Really emotional, good shit. So they all end up basically acquiring the time stones one way or another, and they get all the time stones back to the future. But the problem is that Nebula, apparently her past self and her future self are connected. So Thanos reads her mind and knows what they've done and knows that he won, and he knows that they went back in time to do all this shit. So Thanos fucking has figured all of this stuff out. So he sent the old Nebula before she turned good back to retrieve the stones back with them, and they don't know the difference because she looks the fucking same. So she ends up using the machine and bringing Thanos to the real world. Hulk ends up using the Infinity Gauntlet that Tony Stark has built to bring everyone back, or so you're not sure if it worked or not. They're saying that it worked, but right when they're saying that they think that it worked, Thanos fucking attacks and blows up the Avenger building, fucking shit up every fucking where. Everything's fucked up, and you're like, oh shit, maybe Thanos won again. So right when Thanos attacks, everybody's just kind of in this dilemma. They're all fucked up. So the only people who are capable to fight back at that point is Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man. So all three of them go after Thanos. Thanos is just kind of sitting on the bench. He sent Nebula in to do his dirty work. He's waiting on her to prove herself. So those three approach Thanos, and Thanos fucks them up. Thanos beats the shit out of all three of them. And oh man, so Captain America becomes worthy to hold Thor's hammer. That scene fucking lit the whole movie theater on fucking fire. Everybody was screaming when he fucking got Thor's hammer. He fucking did his shit and he knocked Thanos over the head with it, and he grabbed the hammer. So fucking Captain America had the hammer. At first I was like, is that Loki? Did Loki come back or some shit like that? So anyway, so they end up getting their ass kicked by Thanos, and basically everybody's down for the count. Thanos has his whole fucking army invade. He's like, I'm gonna fucking just fuck this whole planet up. And everybody's down except for Captain America. He stands up, he's looking, just sitting there watching all of fucking Thanos' forces invading Earth just like they did before, but nobody's fucking capable to fight except for Captain America at this point because everybody's knocked out. And just you're like, holy shit, how are they gonna get out of this? You see the fucking rings from Doctor Strange. Oh my god, that scene was so fucking powerful. Everybody just shows the fuck up. Everybody from Wakanda to Black fucking Panther to Spider-Man to Guardians of the Galaxy, everybody just walks out in huge numbers. All the fucking Doctor Strange forces, all the fucking people from Asgard just step out like, yeah, we got our fucking army too. And then everybody's standing toe to toe, ready to fight. And fucking Captain America pulls out Thor's hammer and says, Avengers assemble. Oh my fucking god, bro. I was like, oh my god. Like, I literally was tearing up from how awesome that fucking scene was. Everybody in the movie theater was going fucking crazy over that shit. It was great. It was fucking perfect. So then the fight rages on. So they're trying to get that Infinity Gauntlet that Tony Stark built because they're trying to keep it away from Thanos. So to Iron Man, he ends up going to Doctor Strange. He's like, is this one of the fucking 14 million things that you saw? Is this how we win? And Doctor Strange's like, I can't tell you the outcome because if I tell you, it won't happen. So they're fucking looking at each other. Then they go back to fighting and all this shit. The fighting was fucking amazing. So they're trying to keep the gauntlet away from Thanos, still fighting all his forces. Captain Marvel shows up out of nowhere, busts up fucking Thanos, just beats the shit out of Thanos, but he still gets the ultimate hand because he's just smart like that on Captain America. He gets the fucking gauntlet, and right when he's about to fucking snap it, nothing fucking happens. Because in that moment, somewhere or another, Tony Stark built that suit to absorb the fucking stones when he went and grabbed it. So he sucked them out and put them in his suit. And he was like, because Thanos' whole running line in that shit was, I am inevitable. And then Iron Man says, I am Iron Man. And he does the shit, and all of Thanos' ashes, all of Thanos' fucking people, all his army just turned to fucking ashes. And I was like, oh man, maybe he left Thanos alive to be like, yeah, you lost. Sit with that defeat. But no, Thanos just sits down. All of a sudden, he just goes into fucking ashes. Holy fucking shit. That ending scene fucking got me, man. That was fucking incredible. So in the midst of doing the snap, they already realized that it's very, very detrimental because it showed it fucked Thanos up, it fucked the Hulk up, and it ended up ultimately killing Iron Man. So Iron Man bit the fucking big one. Who else gets it is Talia, Black Widow. She ends up dying because they have to go where Thanos went to go get the Soul Stone, where he sacrificed Gamora. So Black Hawk and fucking Black Widow are fighting over who's going to sacrifice himself. Black Widow ends up winning that fight, but killing herself, so he gets the Soul Stone and brings it back. So she ultimately dies. Iron Man ultimately dies. It was really fucking kind of a little tearjerker there, but everybody at the end kind of just watches like a little like flower bouquet like just float off into the lake while they're mourning Iron Man, and it was really sad. Everybody's standing there just kind of watching it, and then there's some end scenes and shit like that. And fucking Captain America basically goes back in time to put the stones back where they came from, because that was their promise. If they borrowed the stones, they would go back in time and put them back where they were, so none of their fucking futures are fucked up. So Captain America actually goes all the way back to his original timeline, lives his life out the way that it was, to put the time stones back as he comes back. He comes back as an old man, but he's just sitting on a bench. So he technically just said, fuck it, I'm done, everything is saved, I'm just gonna live my life the way that it was with the woman that I was in love with. And that was pretty great. A lot of funny fucking shit with Thor. Thor ends up turning into the fucking Big Lebowski. Apparently he's so fucking just torn apart from his family dying to losing, basically. I mean, he's the one who killed Thanos ultimately in their future, but you know, ultimately he lost, so he like gains all this weight and he's all fat and shit and an alcoholic throughout the most of the movie, which I thought was a little terrible portrayal of Thor. But everything from fucking Rocket Raccoon was a fucking hilarious riot, dude. Oh my god, I honestly think when it comes to the fucking humor, pretty much he was in all the other movies as well. He's fucking hilarious, absolutely hilarious. But man, I tell you, the action was fucking spot on, completely what I was fucking expecting, something from the Avengers movie. Man, that one scene where he says Avengers Assemble, man, I'm telling you, man, that shit got me, bro. That shit fucking got me. I mean, I literally was like about to cry from how awesome that fucking scene was. The movie in general, I will say that I kind of felt like I liked Infinity War more right now, because this movie was completely just had this really dark tone to it, and Infinity War did too, but it also had a lot of, you know, more lightheartedness and shit like that, because everybody's kind of coming together and meeting each other and what have you. Thanos ends up winning in that movie, I get it, so it kind of plays on a down note, but at the end of the day, this movie also ends on a down note as well, because you know, you got some of your most favorite characters dying, so it was like almost kind of a sad ending as well. Not so detrimental because they still win, they still save the day, but I will tell you that I absolutely enjoyed it, and it was exactly what I was fucking expecting from this movie. Being a huge Marvel fan, being a huge fan of these movies, everything comes full circle. Going back and seeing all the previous movies and them interacting with other past characters and stuff like that, and scenes, very fucking well done. I mean, there's even just this scene where Captain America goes back in time, where he steps on the fucking elevator with S.H.I.E.L.D., who tends up, we all know, end up being Hydra. So he's like, I need to take the briefcase, which has the Tesseract in it. And they're like, oh no, you can't do that. He's like, oh no, I know, trust me. And they're like, no, Captain America, we'll have to call, you know, the Senator, which, you know, is also in Hydra. He's like, and then Captain America leans in and he's like, hell, Hydra. They're like, oh shit, he knows, he's in with us. Cool. So they gave him the shit. So much great stuff. I mean, there's so much, you know, just throwbacks to the old movies, just great shit all around. I am so pleasantly surprised at the movie. There was one fucking thing that we gotta talk about though. Okay, so Brie Larson and her Captain America feminist bullshit, or whatever you want to call it, misogynist, what have you, they pulled that shit with this movie. So she ends up doing her shit, and I'm not gonna lie, she was a cool character in it. She was pretty fucking cool. I won't lie. She held her own in the movie as far as being a decent and cool character, but she has to get the fucking Infinity's gauntlet away while they're in this big battle, and they're like, you can't get through this army. I don't know how you're gonna do. Oh, Peter Parker says that. He's like, I don't know how you're gonna get through that army. And then all the fucking women show up. Just the women now. Just the fucking women. Fucking Scarlet Witch, the leader black chick from the Wakanda thing, fucking Penelope, she turns into like female Iron Man, Gamora, and all the women team up with her. They're like, she has help. I was like, fuck off with this shit. Fuck off. Why? Why did you do this again? Why did you do this again? I just felt like this consensus eye roll in the movie theater. Everybody's like, oh, shut the fuck up. That's the way I felt. I kind of felt like that was the tone when that happened. So anyway, I thought that was pretty fucking corny, pretty fucking cheesy, and I don't know why they chose to do that. I mean, all the other guys and shit were right there, but I tell you, that one standoff though, when the big battle first started, man, when Ant-Man's fucking huge and the Hulk is there and everybody's just like ready to fucking rumble. Oh my god, fucking Ant-Man just punches those big fucking flying things that Thanos has in his army. Fucking hell, man. Completely fucking amazing. There was no Ant-Man going in Thanos' butthole joke, which I really hope that they would do somewhere in context of that, just as a joke. Like, hey, man, what if you just went in Thanos' butt? Like, oh, you know, like they could have made like some kind of reference joke to that. I was really hoping that would have been in it, but clearly they were like, yeah, we're not stooping down to that bullshit, that stupid meme, but that would have been great if they'd have thrown it in there. Overall, you gotta go see this fucking movie. Obviously, I hope you would have seen it before you watch this, full of spoilers. I can't say enough about it. I am pleasantly surprised. I'm glad that I watched it. I had to go and see it the fucking first movie showing that I could get to, which was today on Thursday, the 25th. But I invite you all to go watch this movie. Whatever your stance is on the Avengers movies, whatever you feel about these movies, whatever you think that they're not that great and they're not that polished and it's not your thing, I get it. But at the end of the day, you can't argue what's a good movie. And I mean, I guess you could. Everything's subjective, but this movie is groundbreaking, amazing. And if you like any of the Avengers movies, any of the Marvel movies in general, you have to watch this because it ties everything together. Really, one big disappointment is there is no ending scene. I sat around throughout the entire credits. It ends. There is no ending scene because this is the end. It's the last one. Apparently, you know, we're going to have our Spider-Man solo movies and what have you, but this is the end. So there's no spoiler scene at the end, no scene setting up the next thing, no, none of that. It's not there. So don't waste your time after the credits roll. Go ahead and walk out the theater. It's not there. That was really disappointing because I literally sat there for a good, I would say 15-20 minutes waiting for it, and the screen went black and I'm like, okay, where is it at? Didn't happen. So that was kind of a bummer. I was really hoping to see something like that, but didn't happen. But overall, the movie is not at all what I expected it to be. I just thought it was still very well done, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I really thought this movie was going to go in a completely different direction. The whole time travel thing I thought was a little, you know, bullshit. Hey, we can just go back in time and win, you know. Essentially that's kind of like what it boils down to. But at the same time, the way they pulled it off, going back in the prior movies, showing you scenes, then running into other characters, the way they like mess up with things in those scenes makes me want to go back and kind of like watch the old movies and see like if they were brilliant enough to actually have those things happen in the background, because that would have been really fucking cool. Something else that was really awesome, Captain America ends up fighting Captain America because, you know, Loki could always change his form, and he changed into Captain America, so he thought he was Loki. So Captain America's fighting Captain America. It was some pretty funny shit in that because Captain America's like, I can do this all day, but he had hit the future Captain America. He's like, yeah, I know, because, you know, he knows him, he knows who he is. That was fucking funny. It was fucking great. I don't know what else more to say about this movie. You have to go and see it. It's fucking genius. It's fucking brilliant. It's fucking beautiful. And being any kind of movie fan, it's fucking amazing. Being a fan of Marvel on top of that is just fucking cherry on top. I absolutely loved it. Thought it was fucking brilliant. The only disappointing part is now I can't talk to anybody about this because no one that I know has seen it yet. So basically this is why I'm kind of ranting on about it. So now I have like myself to talk to about it, but you know, whatever. Anyway, this is kind of, those were my thoughts and my kind of slash review, kind of going fucking stupid, crazy, happy over this movie. I don't know what else to say. It was fucking great. It's fucking great. Had a few gripes with some of it, some of the stupid shit, but overall, I think it's great. I think it's fucking fantastic. Is it better than Infinity War? I'll have to let it sit a while and let me think about it. Right now, I want to say I kind of like Infinity War a little bit more, but this is just the conclusion, and everything comes full circle, and best way I can say it is I thought it was pretty fucking epic. So anyway, much obliged for watching. Kamikaze Soundwaves out of here, and I will catch you over in the next one. Later.